Time for another 10-minute challenge. In today's video, I will again set the timer to 10 minutes, and that is all the time I give myself to create something in Ableton. So this can be a beginning of a track or just a beat or a loop. Let's see what I can come up with. The only rule for myself is that I want to create multiple elements, so something that has drums, a melody and a bass line. This time I want to create something that's a bit more upbeat, so something above 130 BPM. And that's basically it. I haven't prepared anything. I don't have any sounds ready that I want to use or samples, so I will just go into Ableton and see what I can come up with in 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, I will discuss what I've made and walk you through some of the choices I've made, since I will turn off this microphone during the 10 minutes because there's no time to talk. I really have to focus on creating something. So let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, yo,
some good ass.
Reality ain't always the truth. Rhymes
Suckers in the place gon' get it when Kurt go.
1, 2.
Time is up. This was 10 minutes already. Wow, quick. Right, let's look at what we have. Let me play the whole thing first. So this is the entire thing that I made in 10 minutes. So it's a 2-bar intro or 4-bar main loop and then a 2-bar variation. So I started up with the kick drum, then I added this hi-hat, then a rim shot with a little bit of variation in the 4th bar, which I think is really nice because it creates this kind of offbeat feeling. Yeah, that part. Then the bass is super simple. It's only 3 notes. So the whole thing is actually at 132 BPM in G major. And the bass is just G, F sharp, E. 3 half-bar notes in the 2-bar pattern. And then for the main melody, I used a sound that I created in a recent video about no input mixing. And it sounds on its own like this. So it plays an A and then a D F sharp at the end of the 4th bar. And then additionally to that, there's another synth, which I used a preset, which is the basic trip keys, where I just play 3 F sharps. So if I only play the bass and the 2 synths together, so that's pretty interesting, pretty okay as a start. And then I added a lot of little effects. So there's the, let me mute some of the other sounds. There's the little noise. There's the ride, of course. There's a clap on the first in every bar. And I always want to add a little vocal. So since I didn't have a lot of time, I went to my folder where I sampled previously already all kinds of mostly like hip-hop vocals, and I found this Curtis Blow sample where it says 1, 2, and then I cut it up in 2 different channels and I added some delay. So on the left channel that is panned left, it says the 1, and on the right 2, and it has the same delay on it. This is stuff I would usually work on much longer to get this thing right, but I had to be quick, of course. And then as a variation it just says 1, 1. And there's one more percussive element. Yeah, and then the intro, I added this kind of sound that kind of fades out. I was working on that when the time was finished, and there's a tremolo on it. And that sounds like this. It's almost like a car tires when you brake really fast. It's kind of squeaking sound. Yeah, and then for the intro, just the bass, there's a rim shot, and then there's a low pass filter, or no, there's a high pass filter on the kick. So that sounds like this. And that's basically also in part 2 where I take out the bass and I high pass filter the kick. I would make the main part is now only 4 bars. I would make it at least 6 bars before the second part comes in, or maybe even 16. But that's kind of the arrangement part of creating a track, of course. I think the basic idea is here. What I would do more if I had more time is, for instance, create a variation on the bass line. So now it's a 3-note bass line that is repeating, which can be nice because it's kind of hypnotic, but maybe in part 2 or in part 3 there needs to be a variation in the bass. And also the hi-hat sound, I would take longer maybe to select a different hi-hat sound. I already went through a few of them that are loaded up in the drum rack, but there's not really more time to tweak these things. But I think as a starting point in 10 minutes it's quite nice, and this is something I can definitely build upon. Also for the bass sound, I used one that I loaded in my template, a Subsine, which is a very low-key bass sound. So maybe I want to actually replace that or layer that with something that's more present, especially if it's going to be sort of a bass-driven beat where the bass is really like the center point. Maybe that's not the case, actually. I don't know. But overall, I think this is the second time I try this 10-minute challenge. Well, the second time on video, at least. And I think there's something really cool about limiting yourself so much in time that you really have to be extremely fast and there's no time to second guess anything. If you want to see how I did it in the first challenge, I will link that in the description below as well. Let me know if you have tried this challenge and what were your results. Link to a video if you have recorded it as well, or to wherever you put it online. As always, keep making music. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.